Ready? So we are gonna continue talking about the personalities. So in the 1960s, right, they were trying to measure more about gravity. Even though gravity seems to be the most common force that we kind of know, in the sense that we can fly, right, that we are kind of stuck on the ground, we have no idea what truly gravity is. Not pretty sure. Even Isaac Newton, when he talks about gravity and he gives a big explanation, at the end he says, I have no idea what it is. This is just, I know the laws of it. Right? So when it talks about personalities, we don't exactly know, the source of the personality, but we know what they do. Just like gravity, right? You throw a rock, eventually it has to come down. That's just a law. So we are really speaking about laws of personality. They don't work all the time the same way. So when I say type 3 or type 2, I'm not saying that exactly that's what you are, if that's what your number was in your test. But it gives you a good sense of the law. So in the 1960s, right, they were measuring gravity, and they found out that we should have more gravity on Earth, that we should be more stuck to the ground, that we shouldn't be jumping and, the ability to jump. We shouldn't. But something happens. So mathematically, it seems that it leaks. Like that force leaks somewhere else. And we just didn't know where it went. So in the 1960s, 70s, as quantum physics and quantum mechanics started to kind of come up, they found out, though, that there was leaking to another universe. And this is with the idea of parallel universes, right? And so a theory came out, and it's called the superstring theory, which is little small strings. They vibrate. So we know the universe vibrates. So when we talk about personality, it's your vibration. I don't want you to see it also just like a character. Like, my personality is my behavior. Yes, it will manifest in your behavior, but it's how you feel. It's your energy in you. When you're in tune with somebody, you can feel their energy. You can sense it. So superstring theory says there's 10 main dimensions, which is exactly what the 10 personalities is. You see 9 here, but there's one behind, which is the source of where all the 9 comes from. So in Kabbalah, because this class is about Kabbalah, right? In Kabbalah, we understand that reality is made of 10 powers. That's why in Torah or Bible, we speak about 10 commandments. Or when Yeshua speaks about a parable about the 10 virgins. And there's a lot of 10s everywhere in Kabbalah or in Torah, because it's speaking about reality. Interesting enough, the superstring theory in the 80s, 90s came out with a new twist. It said, yes, there's 10 main realities or strings, but actually, when you looked at them completely, they're 26. And 26 is an excellent number in Kabbalah, because it's the name of God in Kabbalah, which is Yahweh. And Yahweh comes from the verb in Hebrew, or the word achai. It's a verb, actually. It means, I will be what I will be. I will become. Almost like my existence. That's what the word means. So for Kabbalists, God is not a person, it's not a spirit, it is the existence of who you are. So if you ask a Kabbalist, do you believe in God? He will say no. Because God doesn't exist in that realm like that. But what exists is what I believe. Existence is God. Or is how he manifests himself. So that's why we have these 10 personalities. So use it really deep in our spirituality if we wanted to, or we can be very mundane and about how we behave. So another thing that we need to understand as we speak about this is your brain, right? Your mind is built on 4 premises. We call it cognitive theory. Cognitive. That is how you process in your mind your thoughts. There's a reason why you think what you think, when you think it, and how you feel about it. So we call it perception, thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Those 4 levels of your mind, it is your true reality. In Kabbalah, because again, I want you to learn that part, Kabbalah, long time ago before neurologists existed or psychologists existed, believed that there's 4 worlds. We call them olamot, or 4 universes. And each universe covers the other one. So there is a primordial. You know what primordial means? An original light, primordial, that comes through reality, makes everything vibrates. And that's who you are. Because how do I know you are alive? Because you're moving. That's how I know. When you are asleep, or when you have a baby, you don't know, at the beginning, you see a baby, they're asleep, and you're like, I wonder if he's dead or not. And you put a mirror under the nose, and you move him, right, to see, because there's no movement. So vibration is movement. Life is movement. So these universes, or olamot, which is a better word, dimensions. The light comes in, and these dimensions filters the intensity of the light. So the primordial light, you never get to see, because it's covered by the other dimensions. We call them in Kabbalah, we call them curtains, blinders, so that you cannot see through it. That's why in the text in Torah it says you cannot see God face to face. God has no face, because in Kabbalah we don't have no face. But it's the intensity of the light. So, as I'm eating, right? I'm eating. The first bite, if I'm hungry and it's my favorite food, is awesome. It's delicious. Second is great. Third is better, and to a point that he's like, I don't want no more, right? Because you are built to not continue eating. Your brain says you're full. And even your most favorite food can taste disgusting when your brain says that's it. But if you don't do that, you could eat all day and die eating. It happens. There's people that, I was telling this morning to one of my students that in the radio there was a contest of how much water you can drink. Why they did that, I have no idea. So they were drinking water all day long, and that person died of drinking too much water. Right? So he went past the shutdown of the brain, saying no more. So I wanted to tell you that light is endless. Pleasure is endless. I don't care how much you try to get everything, you can. But if you don't have filters, it could kill you. Does it make sense that? So that's why I know in religion, right, we have these ideas of this is wrong, this is good, this is bad. But it should be more taught like you should experience things in a very small dose. Life is easier. You get more pleasure out of it if it's in a more condensed and small portions of it, right? So if you eat, you can eat everything in small portions and eat everything. You can drink, if you have the age, in a condensed way so that you don't overdose. Because the overdose is really, he was killed by the light. That's weird because light in Hebrew means pleasure and it means goodness. How goodness would kill you? Well, yeah. That's why there's a verse by a wise man, right? Rabbi Yeshua, our Elohim, right? Our Mashiach, it says, do not fear who can kill your flesh. You should fear who can kill your soul. Because your soul is like a drop of ocean water. And the endless one, the light one, the blessed one, is like an ocean. You do not want the ocean to grab that drop of water, because it will delete you and you'll become just part of the ocean. One of our blessings is that we are drops of water. We have all the qualities, not quantities, but qualities of the ocean. All the minerals and all what the ocean has, that drop of ocean has, but it's in a condensed way. That's the key, right? Because I have all the power that the ocean has, but in a small portions. So there's nothing I cannot do and be. The only thing I understand is if I overdo it, I dry out. And then the ocean will take me. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm saying all this because these personalities are the drop of oceans. Drop of water, right, of the oceans. And the oceans is in the back. It's in the back. Number 10, or number 0. Remember, in Hebrew, there's no 10. Number 10 doesn't exist like that. It's a 1 with a 0 means the 1 is beyond this earth, this realm, is up to the next level. So 100 is in the second level. 1,000, like that, goes up in the zeros. There's no number 1,000. It's just a 1 in a more higher way. Why are you guys so quiet? All right. Did you get that? All right. So let's just give a review as we go. We already did 1 and 2 just to have an idea. So number 1s are what? Perfectionist. What was the main thing about number 1s? What was the main personality? What is that makes them move? Remember, it's about vibrations. Right? When you decide to get the water, you have to move. If you have no desire, you won't move. People who are really depressed, like clinical depressed, they don't gonna get up out of bed. It's just no movement. Right? More alive, you wanna move. So, what moves ones? They do. So what moves them? The desire of control. They want to control things. They have a hard time controlling themselves. So because they can't do too much with themselves, then they want to control others. Because they're ones. They're very resourceful. They understand things. They're very intelligent. Actually, what they want is pretty, I would say, most of the time, logical and beneficial for whoever or for themselves. They just have a hard time, though, because in their world, remember the 4 worlds, perception. If I perceive something's wrong, then I start thinking, what do I do now? Then I feel it, because things are not getting changed. And then I behave, and I become angry. And that's their number 1 perfectionist, and that's the way to express their control is through anger. Okay, so that's important to understand in that number 1. What is their main fear? Do you remember? No, you're right. Not to be in control, but there's a primordial fear beyond the control. Control is their mechanism of defense. Yes, very good. Fear to become what they judge that is wrong. So a lot of people who are teachers, right, or spiritual teachers, or people that are motivated teachers, they preach, right, and they tell you, do not be a thief, you're not to be a thief, but they fear because they are thieves. they become thieves. They become what they preach not to be. So a lot of personalities with power are ones. They get it. That's why I told you that that's like Fidel Castro from Cuba. If you know the story of Cuba, Cuba's always been captured by somebody else. They've never been free. Never in their lives, Cubans. When he came into the idea, he says, let's kick out the Americans from here. Let's take everything out. They are taking our land, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff, which was true. And he somehow did it, and then he became what he was fighting to take out. Fear always will pull you to what is your fear. I don't know how to say that. It's like, if I'm fear that I'm going to break my leg playing soccer, eventually I'll break my leg. It's like a law of attraction in a negative way, right? Like the law of attraction. Yeah, in a way, yes. Any questions about ones then? We got it? Ones, cool? Okay, let's go to number twos. They are called the helpers. What about them? What's going on with those twos? What is their main thing about twos? So, in my story about the party of the 9 personalities, the twos are the ones who wants to help in order to be part of it. They want to help just so people would not, or the group would not deny them to be part of it. So twos are the ones who will help in anything. Like they hear, right? Let's have a party tomorrow. And they're the first one to say, what should I bring? Because if they get something assigned, they feel safe that they're part of the group. They're not helping to help. They want to use their helping skills or desires to be part of it. They want to be accepted. Yes. What else? How about twos? What else do they want to do? They want to please. You have to be careful when somebody just wants to please, or you are the one who's trying to please only. If there's no reciprocal from the other side, right, then what's happening is the twos have very low self-esteem and do not think about their own needs because they want the other person to need them. That way they will never get out of the relationship. So they'll serve you, they'll cook for you, they'll buy you things, they'll do all these things, which are great things if there was a compatible, right? If they're sharing, that's a good idea. But if it's only happening in that left side of it, one side, it is because then they're going to be abused. So these are the people that get abused a lot. In the positive thing, they are very altruism, right? They give because they feel like giving and they have pleasure giving. There's nothing wrong with that. But they cannot do it without thinking about their own needs also. They want to also express that. Okay, so that was number twos. Number twos can become a little bit crooked in the sense that they become very possessive. So they say that friend is my friend. I have helped you. I've been with you. And they don't allow you to have another friend. It becomes like a property, yeah. That's when it really, really went the wrong way, twos. When they're beautiful, they're helpers, they assist, They make things happen, but they're balanced. They don't forget about themselves. So I was thinking, just for us to kind of know, I want you to see your number because we did a test. If you haven't, I'll do it for you, right? We'll do the test. But saying that, I want you to see that through your life or through experiences, you do a lot of all of them. So it's not exclusive to twos being twos. Anybody can be a two depending what relationship you're in. You can be very one and more into authority and perfectionist with everybody, but when it comes to your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever you have, then you might become very the opposite. You can be a two, just to stay in a relationship. So I always tell my students, right, you want to be you. Do not change any number of you for anybody. Don't do that. A one could be a helper. Could be a helper, but he's still a one. And he should have his nature of one. Shouldn't change that. Should use the good qualities of a one to complete themselves. All right? Ready for number 3 then? All right. I'm the one who taught all day, but you seem more tired than me. All right, here we go. Number 3. The achiever, we call this one. So this is the one that goes to the party and he tells you, guys, I have ticket to the Lakers. Playoffs. 7th game. Championship game. Beside Jack Nicholson. That's where I sit. Here's my tickets. Take a picture with him. And as you're taking a picture with us, listen, if you do what I tell you, you can also get these tickets. I know the formula how to do it. Is the achiever. Everything he measures by what he has. Hard to stay always on top, right? Things change very quickly. He's going to do anything possible to not show any weakness. He's always going to, when you ask him how he's doing, he's going to tell you, I'm doing great. Wonderful. What about you? That's number 3. So the twos forget about who they need, what they need, twos, right? 3s lie of what they need. That's the difference between the 2s and the 3s. The 3s lie about it. They know what they need, they just lie. The 2s have no idea what they need because they're so into the other person. Right? So,
Robin, could it be that they hide, that they don't know what they need, they just hide it?
the 3s?
Just lying, yeah. They know, deep inside they know.
Oh, they know. They know they hide it. So, for example, they say, what's most important, a car or an apartment? I can hide an apartment. I can live in one bedroom and nobody knows. But my car, everybody sees. So I'll put all my money in my car because that one I can show. So they maybe have the BMW 7 Series, right? But they live in a bedroom with the aunt in the garage. Nobody needs to know.
So everything is appearance.
Yes, totally. That's the negative side of that personality. But he's very efficient, though. So I'm going to give you the positives, okay? He's very efficient, energetic. He's always motivating people. He could do a lot of things. He's very good with things. He can do good in sports. He does good in school. He's pretty versed. He's very self-assured, very confident. Right? He's the one that clothes have to be for a certain brand? He has to be. Because if not, then he's not showing that he's efficient, that his status, yeah. That's where he's at his best. Efficient, energetic. Yes. Accurate.
In a way, though, this individual facing in, I mean, the face or, the front part of it or the mirror is showing something, but the inside is really not fully.
At his best, he will have context, right? He will have essence. But when he's having an issues, he's gonna be very empty inside. Well, we all gonna be very empty inside. All of us. But we hide it in the different ways. So the ones hide it with anger. Nobody asks because why to ask? Because they're so angry. Number twos hides it with being Madre Teresa, very loving. Who's gonna say something to Madre Teresa? She's so nice. Right? So she hides it that way. Number three hides it in that everything is good. Look at me, I can do it. Follow me. So nobody's going to ask, a wealthy person, is he okay? Right? But personalities change by tensions, right? Vibrations. So more. So this is going to sound weird, but I'm going to say it that way. So the more you vibrate, the more alive you are. So stress is not that you're vibrating a lot. It's that you're like, no form, no void. It's like a voided, right? Like empty. More form, right? More vibration, more alive. So this is how you degrade yourself. You're degrading your energies as you go down. Right? So when tension builds, stressors, the number threes will self-promoting. So they start really being really egocentric and showing you things, and they're promoting everything about themselves. That's when they're really tense. They're chameleon-like. Right? They go one side, they're all in green, he becomes green. He goes to another party, they're brown, they're all brown. Because he'll change his moods, change everything. He's kind of, by that time, he's confused. All right? They are very driven, though. They become more driven when they're more tense. Now we're going to go when they really are super, not only stressed, but anxiety starts to happen to them. They become workaholics, condescending, devious, and hollow. So there's a lot of lies in their realities. So they put the standard so high that themselves cannot keep it. So remember your numbers. Who doesn't have a number? I know you don't have a number, but who else doesn't have a number? You don't have a number. I haven't given a number. Elijah, did you have a number? No. You don't have a number either, right? You guys have a number. You don't have a number. Okay. All right. So, for example, I'm a number 7, right? Now number 7 is my number. So, do you see the diagram? The lines go to. So I have a 5, and I have a 3. 1. right? That's my numbers. They are connected to my stressors. When I'm really stressed, I become a 1. And so I become very brutal. Like, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. If I'm more tense. If I'm more secure, I become a 5, which is more into the studies, into observing, into just doing what I like to do. See? So I'm a 7 by nature, but those 2 are my, where I go when I'm stressed or I'm secure. Got it? But I have a 6 and an 8. Those are my wings. So when I could look like an 8. So some people tell me sometimes that I'm mean. I don't see that I'm mean, but it's because my wings are 8. So I could become very mean. I don't know why. Or number 6, which is more like trying to become, like trying to save the world. Because 6 are more saving the world. So even though I'm a 7, I show you 4 already that I could be depending on the situation, right? So it's more complex than just saying I'm a 1. But my main numbers are 7, 5, and 3. That's my main numbers. When I did the test. So when I'm 3s, I tend to do a lot of projects and don't think too much about them. Just do them, I just do them, I just do them, I just do them. So that's how you kind of know. All right, so that will be number 3. Any questions about number 3s? You want to know? Well, number 3s for the ones who did the test? Nobody here? Okay. That's why you're not asking. All right. So I'm going to give you this insight about 3s. A lot of the personalities come from childhood. So this is a little confusing. So you already come with the personality. Your personality is, you came with it. It's not like your parents gave it to you. But your parents are going to make that personality positive or negative. They can help you with the positive or negative of it. Got it? So for example, I'm a 3. Okay, so I'm a 3. Depending also in my environment and when I was a child, how my parents treat me will make my personality be more positive or more negative of it. Got that idea? So you don't go to your mom and says, oh, you gave me personality 3. No. That you came with it. So for example, as a child, the parents of this number 3, everything was done by grades, achievements, and who you are. So if you don't get an A in school, you are not good. Right? If you did not, I will give you what you need or want. You'll have to earn it like a prize. 3s don't do well with that. Other personalities might do well with that, not 3s. Because then 3s will reinforce them that you have to show. Feelings were ignored on those 3s. Your parents put you in a lot of activities. Anything that was available, you were put in. Not even ask. You hate piano, but you have to play it. We bought you the grand piano, so you have to play it. And my parents are going to come, so you need to give us a recital. Right? That's how it's going to work for these guys. And so imagine when they grow up, how they're going to see life. They're going to see life in that areas. So you're going to achieve and beat everybody else by efficiency, organization, dedication, and perseverance. That's when they become workaholics. All right. Yes.
Would a society influence that? Meaning as in, for instance, in the case like you mentioned right now, the parents require, say, for instance, the overachievement portion. Like, say, the Chinese culture, for instance, they actually keep their children in a certain way. So, or like in Guatemala, for instance, that wearing clothing a certain way it's part of what gives you status or something like that. So will that be like something that influences that as well?
Will influence every personality, but the way they're going to react is going to be different. Right? So, a 3 will say, the way that I show that I'm doing well with my parents is to get another degree. And that way, when they see me, they're going to say, wow, you really have another PhD. That's awesome. And they feel the connection with their parents or society about earning the degree. A 7 will also take the PhD so that mom will not cry. Oh my God, you're crying again, mom? What do you want? Another PhD? Okay, I'm going to get a PhD. I don't want to see you crying. It's not for connection. It's just to get away from suffering. So both of them are being pressured by it, but their manifestation will be different. So what is your manifestation of the connection you have with your parents? And that's a good way to start personalities. How you connect with them. How do you behave with them? What things you don't tell them? What things you tell them? Right? Do you eat the same when they're around? Do you talk the same, or do you try to go around it because you want to connect through their personality that they want you to be, not who you are? We all have these issues. Or just me. Maybe just me, huh? All right. Any questions? Got it? All right. Let's go to number 4.
Robert, I'm sorry, for number 2, did you say the influence of the parents?
Yes, last week. But I'll give it to you right now. So, as a child, number 2s were rewarded for being warm, engaging, helpful, amusing, and flattering. So you got rewarded for sharing your toys, for being proper and kind. Even if it wasn't your fault, you go and ask for forgiveness. That's a good person should be. This is number 2s. Right? Just give it to your brother. You don't need it. It's okay. You play with it already. It's not, I know it's yours, but give it to your brother. He has more needs than you. So imagine what happens with 2s is that they're like the white sheep, and all the other brothers are the black sheep. And so the mother tells you that you need to help her to help with all the devils in your house. So you become the helper. You babysitting, oh, you don't need to go to the movies. You don't like the movies. Just stay with the kids. We'll go. And you stay with the kids. And even though you hated it, you become that. And then the time comes that, hey, let's go party. All of us will go, but someone has to stay here. And number 2 will say, I'll stay. Even though he or she would love to go. This is how our psychology of our minds is. That's why it's so important to really ask ourselves what we truly want. Because a lot of times we do what our personality was built on, not what truly my desire or my soul wants. Remember, in Kabbalah, these 9 are spirits. And each of those spirits have a soul. The soul is your desire, your true desire. Your spirit is your mirror, your personality, the one who comes out, but your soul has a true desire. It's a good exercise to always ask what you truly want in whatever situation. So that's what they do, Mija. So they will learn to alter yourself to meet the expectations of others. So they're not being true to themselves, right? They just... And you only were appreciated when you did good. So every time you did something good, they're like, yay, good boy, good boy, good boy. You've seen parents do that. Good boy, bad boy, good. That child becomes very number 2. If he's a 2, it's going to be really bad. All right. We have 5 more minutes. Let's do one of my favorite personalities. Personality 4. We call them the romantic. Right? We call it the melancholic also. What do we know about him? What we know about number 4s. They with a purpose. They cry, but with a purpose. They don't cry just for crying. They're not just criers. So they are the ones who got invited to the party, but decided not to go because the ex will be there. And it's not that they don't want to see the ex, because at the end of the day, they're inspired by the ex. But they say, I'll stay here and feel it. Feel the loneliness of everybody having fun and not me. And I'm going to use that force, that power, that desire to sing a song. And I'm going to tell how does it feel to be dumped. And everybody has somebody but me. Yo no nací para amar. That's the idea here. That's number 4. Yeah, but it's not. Okay, so right now we should go. I think we should buy tickets to go see the Van Gogh gallery. It's here right now, right? Hey, we should see if we can take them to see Van Gogh, the paintings. You think we can find out? You. I'm asking you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rob. Yes, let's go.
You scared me. Like, I was ready to do. I was ready to do sign language.
I got stuck on number 3. I'm sorry. They're romantic. It's not just... Yes.
So Van Gogh is here, right? So I told you that right now his paintings are worth about 700 million. Almost even, some people think almost $1 billion of his paintings. When he was painting in his time, nobody bought his paintings. Nobody. The people who bought his paintings bought it because they wanted the frame, the wood of the painting, not the painting itself. Right? He was a very depressed person, to a point that he even cut his own ear because of that chronic depression he had and the insecurity that everybody else was better than him. But in this case, right, if he doesn't have that depression and that sense of it and express it on the paintings, we will not have his paintings. And his paintings are awesome. If you just stand there, you can feel the stormy night. I mean, you can feel like this guy was in hell. Because force have an art to give you something that you still haven't felt before. But you can feel it through a song. You can feel it through a painting. You might not have passed through that divorce because you're so young. Or hopefully you never passed that divorce. But through the song, you went through the divorce. You felt the divorce of the pain of somebody leaving or somebody doing through the song. These are the guys. So it's a great personality. They work with paradoxes, right? They use opposites to teach you about life. So that would be their reason for existence, I would say, because being alive is to feel. Okay. Being alive is not to stop the feelings. That's where your problem starts. You must feel the feeling. And you'll see they will go away because they're emotions. They move. So if I need to be sad and I need to feel sadness, I should feel it. I got an F in the test. Oh, fantastic. I have to do something. I have to feel it. But instead you go, no, it was their fault. No, it's my house. I don't have my Apple computer. It's because and you start denying the sadness of your failure. That's why you cannot teach somebody who always gives you excuse when you're trying to teach them. Right? If somebody did something wrong, you teach him and he goes, okay, yeah, done. But if he starts excusing himself, he's denying the failure of the moment. And life is about emotions. Does it make sense? Those are the fours are going to help us with that. But fours have their issues, of course. So let's see what they are. 2 more minutes. Is okay? Do I do 2 more minutes? Is that okay? Yes. God, you guys are so quiet today. Okay. So at their best, right? At their best, when they are, their souls are balanced. Are balanced. Balance, right? Well, I mean, soul is the spirit because soul in Hebrew is the same as spirit, is the same word. Self-aware, they were self-aware of themselves. They're very authentic. They will see things and be real about it. So, for example, I'll tell you the difference between a 4 and a 7. I'll tell you why. Because 7s are Pisces and 4s are Pisces also. Because there's 2 fish. One down, one up. So the 7 up, not 7 up, 7 up, right, is always seeing the bright side of everything. They deny suffering. They're always trying to deny suffering. So if they see somebody suffering and they cannot do nothing about it, they just walk away. They say, oh, bye, I can't. And they disappear on you. If they can help you, they will help you. 4s are the other side of the fish. They're in the darkness. They love chaos and tribulations because they are the artists. See? Who? I think so. Yeah. He loved that. He loved that. Yeah. So, Arjona is a 4 by nature. He says, he has a song that says that his girlfriend is becoming old. That's the song. And then as you listen to the song for the first time, some people got it very quickly, but some people didn't. And he starts telling that, his girlfriend is really becoming old and he's giving all these signs. And at the end of the song, right, he reveals that this girlfriend is his mother. That's the first person he fell in love with when he was young, which is pretty true. When you're young, like 4 or 5, you want to marry your mom. That's just you promise about getting her the house and all this stuff. Of course, then you'll find Margarita and it's over, right? But the idea, right? See, the 4 loves it. The 4 is so authentic. They can see the mother getting old. And he wants to feel the nostalgic, the melancholic side of it. How does it feel that your mom is getting old? It's going to die. Well, mom died right after that, 3 more years, I think, and she died, something like that. Yeah, right? A 7 will say, what? I don't want to see my mom old. I see my mom young. Mom, you're young, right? And then mom said, yeah, okay, let's go to Magic Mountain, Mom. I want to move with you. I want to do with you because I don't want to feel the sadness of the oldness. So through the 4, if I listen to the song, I could feel the sadness. But it's not my mom. It's Arjona's mom. Get it? The personalities, how they kind of switch to each other. So, to finish here, so they are self-aware, they're authentic in their where they feel, they're passionate, distinctive, and caring. It's a wonderful. I will give you a question just to see. I know you guys don't know all the numbers, but who do you think 4s will marry? Who will they marry? Do you know artists? Like actors? Who do actors almost always marry? Another actor. 4s love 4s. They don't make it. But they love to marry people in their own realm. The actors, they marry somebody outside, they stay together a long time. Because he balanced them. But 4s love 4s. They love with passion. So they're crazy, they love craziness. And they have a crazy marriage also. Because they love that sense of it. Like Jennifer Lopez. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian. They married some. Okay, I'm not talking about that one. But yeah, almost like that. So again, just 4s marry 4s. I mean, at least they're attracted more to the 4s. All right? All right. I'll see you next week. Yay. All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Good.